Okay, here we'll have it. We are live again out of the blue. But yep, it's time for the FIFA E World Cup, and it is going to be featuring eFootball this time. My name is Spartus, and joining me on the desk is the veteran of the esports scene. It is Mr. Lukmanu. So Lukmanu, how are you and how excited are you for the day?
I'm great, Spartus. It's so good to be back on the desk with you again. As I think we are witnessing a historic moment indeed for the FIFA World Cup. For the
Yes.
first time, it's happening on eFootball, and I think our E-Tigers are ready for the matches. I
Uh
think
huh.
it's an interesting lineup, and of course, we are matched in a very difficult group. I would say I was seeing the teams, and
Yes.
I'm just hoping that our E-Tigers show up to their best and are able to get these victories and qualify for the knockouts. But yeah, it is amazing indeed, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun match for sure and fun tournament. Especially, it is India's debut at the Esports World Cup. Like, FIFA E World Cup, it is something which everyone looks out for, and it is India's first time at this big stage, on that LAN event, on that Riyadh stadium. It is going to be such a great experience for all our E Tigers in there. And if we talk about our players, we know who three are there. But also keeping in mind, it is a group that is divided into two different phases. We have a console for eFootball, and then we have the mobile for eFootball. For console, we have three players, and one of which is Saksham Ratan.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Saksham is an FC player, but he's now playing eFootball amongst the two eFootball legends of the Indian scene. I think I would say Ibrahim and Chinmay. And
Yep.
from what I can gather, I think a mix of those three, and knowing especially about Saksham, I think he's been a very good 2v2 player. The format this time, just to explain it to the viewers here, it's a 2v2 format. All the matches will be played
Uh huh.
in 2v2. There will be every team playing against every team once in the group stages. As we can have a look at the group, we have amongst us, the RE Tigers, we have Poland, Malaysia, the Netherlands, France, Indonesia, England, Spain, and Korea Republic. I mean, that is a very stacked group, Spartus. And I feel when it comes to football in general, you see some of the names in there, and you know there are some top
Yes.
nations. And when it comes to eFootball and the virtual side of things, I think they equally have good players. So it'll be an interesting test for our E-Tigers, but I'm very well, uh, I'm sure that they're very well prepared and they are going to do their best to represent us.
Definitely. It will be an exciting match for all of them. But now, how the matches are going to get played? The fixtures for the day are very crucial. Because the first match, the opening match, is the one that is the most nervy one. And the first game, it is going to be India versus Korea Republic. Oh, this is going to be definitely a fun match. And then India taking on Spain. And then on against France. Three back-to-back matches, and all of them looks very, very difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you see the format as well, all matches in the group are single leg. So India has to show up to their best level when they're playing fixtures like these within the span of 2 hours. I would say I think it's all about, even if things don't go well at the start, you have plenty of time, and
Uh-huh.
a substitution is also there available in between the games as per the format. So if one player, one combination is not working, you can substitute that tactically as well. So I think that's the beauty of this format, which makes it very exciting for us as well, and all the viewers as well, when you see these substitutions happening
Yes.
the of the players in game. I think, and not just the in-game players, but the players who are actually playing. So I think when it comes to eFootball, it's going to be very interesting because it's a very fast-paced game, especially on the mobile version from what I've played. But on the
Yes.
console, I'm really looking forward to see. This will be played on the PlayStation 5 on the console, and we are focusing on the console for this afternoon set of fixtures. Of course, at night we will be watching and
Yes.
witnessing our E-Tiger in the mobile section as well. But yeah, Spartus, I think I'm really looking forward to this. I don't think so there's much time before we kick off the
Yeah.
first game. And for all the viewers watching out there, it's just going to be a delight.
For sure, man. It will be definitely a great match to watch. Especially the way it is set up. We have to use our authentic team. So there are no dream team format in this. We have to use the authentic Indian team. So the classic Indian 11 against the Korean team will be played. And then, how do you use those players? Especially in a 2v2 when the coordination has to be one of the most crucial aspects of the game. A different player majority of the time you are not used to that cards, and how do they work in the game, and how do you defend especially. It's all going to be tested, especially from the very first game itself.
Oh, absolutely. And when it comes to the prize pool, also, it's 100,000 prize
Yes,
pool for the console. I mean, that is a lot of money for
a
these
massive
athletes to
one.
fight for. A massive one indeed. And I think when you see, I think it's more than the prize money, it's for the pride of your country to win and, of
Yep.
course, to represent your country at the biggest stage. And these E Tigers have worked really hard throughout the qualifiers. I've personally been in touch with Saksham, of course, who's one of the players, and he's worked really hard to get there because it was a shift of the title for him in itself, and he wanted to go all out and represent India at the highest stage. So I think that's what makes it really interesting. But yeah, the format in general is exciting. Single leg group stage matches. Four teams out of
Yes.
these eight will advance to the knockouts, and of course, Team India have had a very good history when it comes to these FIFA E tournaments in the past. We've seen it, witnessed it, and I mean, India was ranked sixth in the world until a couple
Yeah.
of years ago. So I think when it comes to eFootball now, let's just see because it's their debut. Can they take down the likes of Korea Republic, who is actually known for? I mean, it's a very football centric country as well because they when it comes to eFootball and football both, they're very passionate, and the Tigers have a humongous challenge ahead of them. But it's very important for them to start right.
Yeah, that's true. The first match has to be the one where you perform the best e-football ever. Because again, the first match is majority of the time the starter of how the thing's gonna work out in the matches ahead. And this is the most nervy match as well. Saksham, he has the experience to play Lance, he has the experience to play on international stages. So he would be the one who will be calming on the nerves. But Chinmay and Ibrahim, these two players, how will they work out on this stage? Because does not matter how great of a player you are, but on the bigger stages, it's the nerve and the mental that takes over majority of the time.
Oh, absolutely. And when it comes to these two players, I mean, of course, they're eFootball players. They've been playing the game for a very long time, and I think a combination with Saksham is what is something I'm very curious about. And I think all the viewers who are watching and supporting the E Tigers in this tournament would know how important it is for you to work as a team. And because of this format as well, which is why I really like these events where there's like a 2v2 format because you've got a team of three. A lot of teams have their coach as well. So it's like a whole unit. It actually feels like real football where you're discussing tactics and having those conversations in between game as to what's good, what's not good, compared to a format where you'll be playing in a 1v1, which we'll be seeing in the mobile version. So I think it all comes down to your mentality, yes, but tactically, there are so many things that these players have to watch out for.
Oh, for sure. It is something you have to be prepared. How you gonna defeat Korea Republic? How does Korea Republic defender style looks like? What formation special do you use? Because in a football, the three back formation is quite popular. Players love to control the front line as much as possible. The number of passing options they have up top on top is really good to see. So a three back would be something really nice, but let's see how this team India is ready for it. And I'm sure they must have prepped before this big game.
Yeah, and also when you look at the teams in this tournament, Spartus, I think they are it's a mix. It is a mix of uh, debut countries, including India ourselves, and of course you see a lot of other countries who are making a debut. I mean, uh, we're about to see witness magic really because I've seen so many dark horses in the previous events, and I just cannot wait to
Yes.
see that happening again because you know the who the big hitters are, you know who the favorites are in this tournament with the likes of Spain, England, Netherlands,
Yeah.
France. I mean, all the European countries that are there, they're so good at whatever esport title they play. But when it comes to eFootball, though, which is what's something I'm very curious about as to how we're gonna start, and yeah, it's just a matter of time before we kick off the matches because when it comes to eFootball, I think it's the momentum that you were talking about, the three at the back
Uh-huh.
formation that you were talking about, and I think you are very
Yes.
well versed, probably more well versed than I am in terms of eFootball. So you know how fast paced the game can be. The gameplay is so different than between the console and the mobile version as well, which is what makes it more exciting for us because we'll be getting a taste of both, and in both we have
Yes.
representation of our e-tigers. So I'm like super excited for this one.
For sure. Like if you talk about the game in itself, the number of build-up chances you have to do, it is pretty crazy. You just cannot bypass the midfield with a single pass. All you need to do is hold the ball, try to drizzle out the defender left and right, and even in the final third, the scoring opportunity is very difficult. To convert that 1v1s are pretty difficult
Up
in football.
semi-finalists get
But let's see
10,000.
how prepared are our players for. But before we move to the match, if you look at the prize pool, the winner gets $20,000, and if you are in the grand finale, $15,000 for you. Semi-finalists, $10,000 each, and then quarterfinalists for 5,000. And then in the group stages, if you were unlucky and you were not able to qualify, even then the rankings are there, and 3,500 to $1,000 could be in your bank account.
Absolutely, and that's a very interesting price pool indeed. Like we discussed, 100,000. It's a massive price pool. So now we're going to be going ahead with the show that is live with FIFA E
Yes.
World Cup 2024. Let's just have a look how it's going.
It will be definitely pretty great. But yep, again, the players definitely looks ready on the stage, but it is still taking some amount of time before we jump right into the action, because that eFootball matches are there to be played. I hope the things get sorted really soon. We have scheduled the match for 3 p.m. and we know that matches will be played on that 2v2 scenario. So, Loki, you have been a 2v2 player yourself. How different it is than to play a 1v1 in general for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's very different. You have to rely a lot on your teammate, of course. You need to have that chemistry. You need to have that understanding between each other. You play a certain way when you're playing 1v1 because everything is controlled by you. Whereas when it comes to 2v2, you have to adapt to your teammates' uh, game style as well. And I think that's what makes it really interesting as to how you adapt. I think if you put it's the same thing as putting Messi and Ronaldo in the same team in real football,
Yeah,
both of them the greatest, but can they actually play together in the same team? I think that's the best example of having 2v2. You can put uh, a player which is not well known, but if he can, complement the play style of his teammate, he could actually go ahead and, win the whole tournament altogether for any nation,
that's
as a
true.
matter of fact. But of course, as a member association of FIFA and Indian E-Tigers have been amongst the FIFA E-circuit for a couple of years now, and it's always been a 2v2 format when it comes to that. I mean,
Yes.
I've personally seen it at the World Cup itself a
Is
couple of
the
years
last piece
ago,
of my
and that
puzzle in my career.
is a feeling indeed
Sakit
which is
betul.
special.
Kas.
So now let's see how it looks. How the introduction. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah, incredible to see indeed.
Well, all these teams mean business, don't they? We just
So
heard
we have the
from
schedule in
Japan as
front of
well.
us. Yes, Swadis, I would let you have that one.
12:45. Malaysia against Netherlands. Okay, this was the starter match, and then England versus Poland, France versus Spain. So they are already facing one before us. Korea against Malaysia is definitely a good match for sure. Like we've seen Malaysian team plays in the past, and they are a pretty good nation. Then Thailand against Japan, Saudi Arabia taking on Argentina, Costa Rica against Turkey, then Morocco against Japan. A proper World Cup on our hands at this point. France versus Spain will
Yeah,
be definitely a fun watch, to be honest. Like that match has potential winner
yeah, I mean,
for the entire
it
cup, man.
when you see this part is when you see the names playing against each other, England, Poland also, and France and Spain, as you spoke about. The interesting match, one more though, from South Asia would be Korea versus Malaysia. I think that is also a very, very good fixture. And another interesting one, those part is as we've seen in the World Cup, though, Saudi Arabia versus Argentina, if you remember. I think that
Oh
that was a
yes.
fixture. That was a fixture. We need that replicated in eFootball as well. So yeah, very interesting fixtures. Morocco versus Japan, a good one too. And it just all comes down to how these players are playing, together. That's exactly what's more important.
Yeah, I think the first match it is underway. It's Malaysia taking on Netherlands. The Dutch against the Malaysian team. And I love the animation that 3D pop out, and it's so
I mean, in terms of
detailed.
what are lining up on both sides of the field here, Malaysia, they have themselves a Commonwealth gold medalist in their squad. Of course, the Netherlands have Eldridge O'Neill, they have Indominator, they have a powerhouse duo that are used to playing co-op with each other. So it's going to be a case of kind of inexperience versus experience and what one's going to win out and whether
But
whether
yes,
Malaysia
round
can
one,
find that, as you
India
said, the
versus
correct
Korean
recipe
Republic.
to unlock
Group
that
A
Netherlands.
matches. It will be really, really fun to watch. The first match on the Group A, India against Korea, and then in the meanwhile, France against Spain. Those two matches are definitely going to be very, very crucial. One is for our nation, and then one of the tournament favorites for sure. Since France and Spain, we both know the national teams are pretty great. And again, if we look at the overall structure, the way France and Spain's lineup is there, they are even better to face.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when it comes to the match between France and Spain, the top
Yes,
footballing nations. We've seen them in all esports titles when it comes to competing in that. They are amongst the big names, of course. And eFootball, what an incredible feat this would be for one of these nations, of course, to go ahead and qualify. But I think I trust the E Tigers so much more in terms of getting a victory, because as we said, they're playing against Spain as well, and that is not an easy fixture. They live and breathe football, and that is going to be a task for ourselves. But I think this happened, Spartus, earlier also in a couple of seasons when we did play against some of the top nations, and everyone was not
yes,
expecting Team India to do so well in their debut season back then as well, but we actually did. So I think it is something that we take pride in, and
for
we
sure.
know we know the potential of our athletes.
Oh yes, and by the look of things, the players look ready to me. They are definitely online and they are ready to kick the game off. I can see the Dutch team there waiting for the action, and also Team England is there. The multiple matches going on, and the thing is, all these matches are single legged. So all you have got is 90 minutes on your side. In those 90 minutes, you have to get the winner. And it is a group stage for sure. So even a draw, seeking out a single point from that group, trying to be in the top four, that's the first aim. Getting to the top four, it will be something really good.
Oh, absolutely. And as you see, the stage is set. It looks so beautiful. I mean, look at the venue indeed. This is where you
Oh,
want to shine. This is where you want to be at. Fame your game, as FIFAe always comes up with something incredible indeed to motivate the players. It is something you cannot absolutely forget. Once you see fame your game, it is ingrained in you. And as you can see, the matches are starting, and we're looking forward to our Tigers kicking off the first fixture against Korea Republic. But yeah, I think the whole atmosphere must be so good, Spartus. If we were to be there and casting over there,
yes.
I think it would have been so lovely, because that would have given, because when the players hear the casters also talking about them, the presenters talking about them, I think that they also thrive on that. As we've seen so many
That's
pro
true.
players in eFootball as well always talk about this, that we get the adrenaline rush when the crowd is cheering us, when the casters are talking about us, and that's why they want to play at the highest stage. Only the qualifiers are set when you're playing from your home in front of your console. That is an indeed difficult task to do. But once you're there on the main stage, all eyes are on you, cameras on you, and you just have to go there and give your best.
For sure. And this is what makes the LAN event so special. The World Cup at Riyadh is making so many dreams come true for all our E-Tigers in there. They are ready for the game to begin. And the first match is against Korea. One of those teams we don't even know how will they play. In the past, yes, Korea have a good run in the other event, so it will be a fun match. But all eyes on Saksham Radan, to be honest. That player we both have known for quite some time, and he is one of those players who can do miracles on the pitch. And with the two other players, Ibrahim and Chinmay, if they can get the first victory on the first game itself, it will be a perfect start for Team India.
Oh, absolutely. And as I think from what I'm hearing is it's going to be Saksham and Ibrahim playing the first game. So I'm actually pretty excited to see that combination. Saksham, of course, a very well known face in the virtual football scene. and he has been a very good 2v2 player himself throughout, which is why you can rely on him. Just call him Mr. Reliable and the teammates you want to have. I have personally been his teammate for a year, and we actually did play really well in all the tournaments that we did. So I think it's all about trusting the abilities of Saksham for Ibrahim and vice versa, because Ibrahim
Yes.
is an out and out eFootball player. Whereas, as I said, Saki did switch titles. So I think that is going to be interesting. And his debut season with the national team for
Yeah.
eFootball, I'm more curious to see how he performs. It's good that you touched upon this topic, those parties, because we need to highlight our players out there. We need the viewers to know who our e-athletes are,
Yes.
why they're doing this, and how much it takes for them to play at this level. So yeah, I'm just super excited for them to, get going and play their best football.
Exactly. And the thing is, at a viewer level, the things might look easy since it's a game and so many people play it. But the fact that these games are so difficult to master, the intricacies, the major seconds of minute seconds of before you make a pass, how do you take a touch, how do you control situations, how do you press high, how do you win the ball back, all that things they require such mastery. And these three players, they are representing our country, they have such a huge responsibility of all the players from our nation that they are representing us in Team India. We all want Team India to at least be in the top four to qualify for the playoffs, to be a leader at the group stage. It is going to be very difficult for sure, since first of all it's a LAN event where we have a debut season, so the nerves will come into play. But also keeping in mind that we have the likes of Spain and France in our same group. So big giants in our debut season, things are definitely looking very, very difficult.
It is indeed difficult, but it's not impossible, because when you look at the gameplay as well, I've watched a few clips of all these teams. I think the hype that FIFAe was building up for this has been incredible. I've been seeing those short clips on social media, and when I see that, I see these players are really good. So I think I just not had a glimpse of our e-tigers yet. I have seen some videos of the top nations like France, Netherlands, England, Spain. So yeah, I think if we settle in really well, if we can get the first goal, because it's single leg Spartus, we really need to get the first goal
Yes.
in order to establish ourselves in the game. So yeah, I think tactically you just got to be sound, and nothing's probably impossible after that.
Oh yeah, and we have a small update that the game has already begun. So that is pretty crazy because we are just waiting for the action to begin on our screens. But there are the LAN events where our representatives are there. So they have given us update the game has already begun against Korea and the game is going pretty fluid. And in the initial phases, and yes, we have not considered any goal, neither scored. The scores are still tied up, but we are just waiting for the action to let get started on our screens as well. So we can have the first hand experience at the first place. But let's see how much time will it take, because the action is definitely going to be a perfect way to start the week.
Absolutely, and I think since the game has begun already, I think this is where we want to be at. Of course, the technical team is sorting it out for us to have the feed in front of us, because we've been waiting for more than an hour just for them to kick off, and I think it just as so the viewers would be watching it live, because it's still 0-0 after 20 minutes, as Part has said. I think we're just constantly checking updates. So apologies if
Yes.
our eyes are going here and there. We're just trying to figure out the feed. And yes, we finally have it. Spartus, this is the moment we've been waiting for. Just been waiting for this game to kick off. 30 minutes have gone by already. And Team India playing, of course, from left to right.
Boss trying to drive away. But Team India, they survive.
Yeah, I mean Korea is looking really confident. You can see in their on their faces as well, in their cam, they're looking so confident. Whereas Team India just trying to get a hold of the game. I think Korea, of course, like I said, is known.
To Pandita and heads it down as well. And he has Subhashis Bose for the support. A driven pass, but nah. The Koreans are not allowing anything in the final third. Raimali wins the ball, but
As you
another
can see,
long switch. And Team Korea, they still have the ball.
Yes, Partis, as you can see, they're just like playing a lot aerial. I mean, you don't really see that often. Here's a chance for Korea, takes a shot and
Oh,
scores the first goal. What a finish that is. As I was just talking about, they're trying to get the ball high up the pitch and trying to play aerial though. And they just want to knock it down, play a pass, and take a shot. Look at the excitement they have. This is the passion you play for the game. But Team India just conceding on the 40.
long range efforts you take, the more chances you have to at least get them on target. And if you look at the formation from Team India in this game, you have so many defenders
It
just
is.
marking in. And if you look at the red shirts, everybody's inside the box and there is no space to even pass the ball around.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, there was a great chance from Team India, though. I mean, when you're attacking like that, that just shows confidence, and they almost scored there. I mean, Korea, of course, very solid defensively, and as you can see, we have the likes of Ishan Pandita playing up front for us. Can they make the most of it? As you can see, 6 shots for India, 4 on target, which is not bad at all. Good bit of successful passes as well. 56.
Shot, that power dribble, that is pretty difficult to stop. We have more passes, more successful passes as well, and we are doing everything right, but it's just the fact that Korea got an opportunity and they were able to clinically finish it. Even from 30 yards out, it was the first goal of the game. Team India are trailing in this first leg. We need something out of the second half. Since it is just single leg matches, a victory would be perfect, but even a draw would do at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. I think to get a draw against a team like Korea, of course, would be great. But of course, it's too early to say because the second half has been kicked off. Korea, as you can see, their game plan is just to launch the ball up front, and the press as well from them is incredible indeed. I think Team India just needs to find those little pockets of spaces on the wings and be able to exploit as soon as the players of Korea press high up the pitch. Another good pass there. Knocks it down really well for Subhashish Bose. Brandon Fernandez. Can he make something out of this? Takes a shot just a little further away from goal. I mean, he was going for that long ranger shot that we've seen from Korea as well, Spartans. And I think that seems to be working a lot for these players.
And that is true. Okay, but now again, Korea wins the ball. High up front, another long range effort and off the bar. This is how Korea has planned their attacking structure. Keep everybody on the back line, just defend as much as possible, and when you get the opportunity, just drive onto the attackers and take a long range power shot. So close yet again when Team India, they are struggling at this point. 55 minutes up, but now we have the pass with Brandon. Could not do much with that. But another switch of play. And Team Korea, they are running. They are on a counter. Song Heung-min inside the box. Take the shot. And there we have it. The second goal of the game for Team Korea. And things are not looking good for Team India at all.
Yeah, no, they're not. I mean, what a finish that was from Son. As we see, he's equally good on both his feet, left foot, right foot. If you see the finish as well, knocks it down, gets a through ball away, a good first time pass as well. And look at that finish, though. I mean, keeper could have done a lot better than that, but there was so much of power in that shot, Spartus, that it's kind of difficult to stop that. And Team India, though, have to exploit that space inside, at least on the flanks, if not through the midfield channels, because Korea has just been pressing them high up the pitch. They've been playing those long balls, and you see how compact Korea is. A good start there from the kickoff from Team India. Nice bit of passing, but just once again not having enough composure when you're just around the box.
Oh yes, another attempt. Oh, good block. Good save there. Time to drive by. Okay, Team India, they are onto a counter. Good pass is needed. Mahesh on the edge of the ball. Crosses inside but gets cleared. Another attempt could be on the way. Oh, the clearance is there. Another time, another ball gets cleared out of the bounds.
I mean, that was a good chance for Team India indeed. They were honestly in a position to score a goal. We saw a glimpse of their attacking potential at the end of the first half as well. Can they make something of this attack though? Brandon plays it into the feet of Mahesh. Once again, Korea being so solid defensively. Team India has to pull a rabbit out of the hat. They have to do something different. Because as you can see, Korea is just launching the ball forward. He ends up winning that pass. Chuegui Song, he's going to take a shot and he scores. Another one, 3-0 to Korea. I mean, that is shocking indeed for Team India because they just didn't see that coming. I mean, the defender could have done so much better. That is actually very unfortunate though, that the defender had a better chance to reach to that 50-50 ball though, Spartus. If you see that, look at that. He just chests it down and just stands. And not the kind of reaction you want from your defender. Just somehow gets the shot away as well. It's not the position RE Tigers wanted themselves to be in.
Things we definitely didn't expect and neither wanted to happen, but the way Korean are attacking, they have the entirety control of the game. It looks like every time they get a chance on the counter, they are bound to score that. India 3-0 down. If you look at the formation, finally. Yeah, there's a quite
I think
formation from Korea.
I mean, you can see that Korea is playing 4-1-2-3, which is an interesting formation, whereas Team India looks 4-1-3-2, with just the Cam a little up front, as you see. Raheem playing, and I mean, we do see some interesting ratings of these players as well. They're all 90 rated. Only Raheem is 81. Is probably because he can play that certain position. Manveer Singh off the bench. They're considering to get him on board. Akash Mishra, of course, a very good fullback on the left side. Rahul on the right. They just really have to make sure, those parties, that they get a goal in the next 5 minutes. Otherwise, it would be a huge task for Team India to get back into this game.
Yes, and I think for this match, the things are not looking good. We are already 3-0 down, and it's not like we have created a solid chance, but Korea, they are getting every in the match.
Yeah, I mean, look at the fast bit of build-up play from Korea. Nice bit of passing there from Team India. Can they make the most of this attack? Akash Mishra now on the ball. Another interception by Korea. There's just no space for Team India to pass it through.
Yeah, like darkness of Korean defense is pretty high at this point, and things are definitely not looking good at all. Every time they try to go ahead, they bound to score on the attempt, barely misses.
Yeah, I mean 70 minutes are up on the clock. Do you think there's a possibility of a comeback now, Spartus? I am honestly just hoping that but the coverage is currently unavailable. Okay, it's fine now, thank God. We just did not want the game to be interrupted like this. It's good from the technical team that we're back live on the 76th minute mark actually. It's just been a situation where Team India hasn't really been able to convert their shots on target.
We hoped for a good start of the day, but things are not looking good at all. Nothing we expected at the first place, and then conceding 3 long-range efforts, just getting bad and bad with every second played.
Yeah, it's now just Korea playing the same way as far as we just did not have the start we wanted, as you rightly said. But Team India needs to get a goal back. It's now or never if they have any chance of getting something out of this game. It's just been tough for them to start off the game in the best way possible. Haven't been able to do that. They're still trying to create chances. If you see that They've been also trying these long passes, but Korea have been very good at dealing with them. Whereas for Team India, though, it's always been a threat, though, as far as whenever Korea has played those long passes.
It looks like the game plan is pretty much established at this point. They exactly know what to do. And last kick of the game. We tried so hard in this match, but nothing is working out at all.
I think it's probably time to reset. Last attack, possibly for Team India. Good bit of passing. Can they make something out of this? Nice press, but Korea again clears it. Korea, of course, playing a bit of a low block now, just sitting all the way back. They know they're comfortable, and they get their first win. Look at the delight on their faces. Of course, this tournament has so much high stakes. Every win is so important. And of course, Saki just discussing with Ibrahim as to what they could have done better. I think now, Spartans, it's just time for them to reset, regroup, and figure out a new way to actually get something out of these group stages, because you don't want, it's just the first game, there's plenty of time. I mean, they have to play 6 more games, right? And that is not something that can't work out in their favor. I mean, it's just the first game that's not gone well. And as you can see, the discussion between the team manager, the team players, Korea, nice bit of gesture with their sportsmanship. It's very nice to see how Korea has always been like that in every sport that they play. But Spart is 6 more games, and we have plenty of time to make a comeback. I mean, it was just unfortunately a bad start for Team India. But as we progress, they have to get the best out in the in the second fixture, and that's not too far away indeed.
That is true. We have back-to-back matches scheduled for ourselves, and this is something which is quite good, I suppose, since you can just fix things up and get into the next match while your hands are pretty warm. Because by look of things, this is not what I expected in the first match. I definitely wanted Team India to at least score some goals, but by look of things, Team Korea, they were so dominant. And the type of attacks they were building and the play style, there was a huge disparity in how Team India plays and how does Team Korea Republic plays. Because India was trying to build up like a football pitch, trying to get inside the box. But Koreans, they had a different game plan. They lobbed the ball ahead to their center mids, then getting the striker and taking the long range effort. Everything was looking like Korea was so well prepared to defeat us.
I mean, as I said, Korea is very good in terms of eFootball when it comes to eFootball, and as it's India's debut season, I think we have a lot to learn from this first match. Very good games coming up, very interesting games coming out, but at the same time, the level the Tigers are playing at isn't easy either. This is the World Cup we're talking about, the FIFA World Cup with a prize pool of $100,000. And it is our debut season in that. Of course, it's a huge moment for India to be playing at the eFootball World Cup. I mean, for all the players, it's a moment of pride, but they now have to do justice. I mean, personally, after seeing the first match, of course, us as fans and supporters of the e-national team, we are all disappointed, but we are still proud of them, and there's plenty of time. I mean, with plenty of time. They must be wondering as to what they can do right. They must be watching the game again just to see what were the mistakes that they need to avoid. Be a bit more solid defensively, because I think when I saw those 2 long shots, those Spartans, I felt like it wasn't closed down really well. The chances that Korea created. So I think Team India has to do that and sort of adapt to a play style as well. Maybe like try a couple of things like Korea, just launch the ball up front and knock it down from the likes of Mahesh or Ishan Pandita, and then create an opportunity through the center. I mean, wing play is really good. You just have to like turn and play the pass into the feet of the striker. Easier said than done, but I think this is something that is very crucial when you're playing at this level.
That is true. Like, you have to adapt and you need to find what went wrong, especially on the attacker side too. Since we are not able to score even one single opportunity there. We were trying to create chances, but it was just not clinical enough in the final third. And the game plan definitely has to be lived upon again. Since, if you look at things, there are, now I'm guessing, some different possibilities to play this game at this point. You can lob the ball and make the entirety of your team just sit back and relax and just hold the defensive line. And all your attack is from the 3 major players. double strikers and a centre mid, just lobbing the ball around, trying to take the long shots as much as possible because those long shots are definitely quite crazy to hit. And once you have aimed them right, they're just flying in the top corners. Can Team India do something of that sort for themselves? That will be there. But yes, for the time being, Team India, they lost the first match against Korea. But the very next match, that is going to be really, really interesting. And I think we have Team Spain coming up next against us.
Yeah, I think as Spain, of course, is very well known, the European giants, Spartus, when it comes to the fixtures. I mean, we've seen Korea, one of the best teams in South Asia, especially when it comes to that region in terms of the matchmaking.
Yes.
And Korea is really, really good. Of course, for the next set of fixtures, though it was scheduled at 3:30 Indian time, I think we must be starting with the next game between India and Spain. That is a very important fixture. Back-to-back tough fixtures, though. India and Spain versus. Then after that, we'll be witnessing India versus France. And that is the kind of fixture
Yes.
you want to get your results in. Because if he can manage to beat both of them, I think that would put a statement in the group that Team India, despite losing the first one, are back in the mix because you have top four teams qualifying, 6 more games to play. As you see the rankings as well, of course, we will pull that up again for you once again, real quickly. Korea winning their first game, France and England drawing their match as well. Of course, we'll see updated results from the likes of Poland, Malaysia, Netherlands, Indonesia as well amongst their fixtures. Indonesia is playing Poland in the first matchup, whereas Malaysia is playing against the Netherlands. Spain, however, I mean, we're just waiting to see as to how this goes indeed, because Team India, of course, unfortunately losing out to Korea Republic. And back to the stage, teams are prepping for their next game as well. So you see, beautiful, beautiful stage indeed. Like FIFAe does such a fantastic job in terms of that, Spartus. If you and I were there on the stage ourselves, I mean, we would
Wow.
know the feeling of how it feels. You see the setup, beautiful city of Riyadh, and it's the boulevard, as they say. It's the mecca of esports now for Saudi Arabia. It's amazing indeed, the platform these players are playing on, the pride to represent their country, and you could see the passion from Korea as well. We want to see that from our e-tigers. I think we want them to celebrate those goals, jump in front of the camera. We've seen Saki always so animated when things go either ways, especially when things go right. We've seen them in the past with the national team. He's been so good with celebrating on camera as well. So good to see for anyone who wishes to represent India at the highest stage. I mean, for us as well as casters, I think it's a moment of pride for us to be casting the FIFA World Cup for the Indian E-Tigers. And yeah, I'm just cannot wait for the next game to kick off.
Oh man, it will be definitely a fun match and even more difficult because against we are taking on Team Spain, and we know Team Spain is a pretty crazy team to be honest. The individuals are cracked, the team cards they are gonna use are cracked. The Spain national team, all in all, definitely is going to be pretty difficult to face. But what plan does Team India have now? How does Saksham Ratan plays it out? How does Ibrahim will be able to play it out? All that things we need to witness, and we want definitely some good scoring games, I suppose, because even the fact that we lost, we were not able to score a goal. Something if we can get out on the attacker side, if we can score a goal or two, it definitely will boost the confidence of our players.
Oh, absolutely. And with that being said, I think we're just quickly going to be throwing for a break as the next game is a big one between India and Spain. Unfortunate loss to Korea, but we will be back very shortly with India taking on the European giants for us to see how that unfolds. Stay tuned.
Okay, there we have it. We are gonna begin the next match. It is Team India taking on Team Spain right now. So Lokman knew this is going to be one of the match we were waiting for. Team Spain.
This is indeed
They look
this
ready,
is
but
indeed the
also keeping in
match.
mind, I would just want to sorry to cut you off, but just look at the squad difference there. The type of players that Spain
I
have.
mean, as far as we keep talking about this, I think I personally am a massive Spain fan when it comes to real football, so I'm very well versed with the names of these players. Of course, European champions this year, and they do have
Uh-huh.
an interesting team, of course, full of superstars. Whereas we are no less, though, because our E Tigers have players at their
Yes.
disposal with a good overall of all our national team players. Especially, my eyes would be on Ishan Pandita, and with overalls of ranging between 80 to 90, some of them 91 as well. I think it's great to see though that what we can do, but Spain are the favorites as I've been told, and this is going to be the toughest test for Team India over here. And just when we say that, Spain goes ahead and scores the first goal within 2 minutes. As far as we were just
Alvaro
talking about
Morata.
Spain being favorites, and Alvaro Morata just opening the score for Spain right off the bat.
Oh, this must hurt, man. This must hurt. 2 minutes into the game and we are already 1-0 down. And just look at that build-up. A perfect pass, a sliding back pass, and then Alvaro Morata taking one of the finest strikes. Low right, there is nobody that would save that shot. And Spain off to a great start already.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Spain, of course, they are known to be the giants of the European football scene in terms of eFootball as well. Not just, of course, in real life. They're so good. But Team India now has to do something special in order to beat the Spain team. You can see just offside. But when you're talking about the build up as well, those Spartans, I think that is what makes all the difference, right? When you have that chance, you just directly play. Look how direct Spain is playing again through the air. Alvaro Morata trying to knock it down for Dani Olmo on the wings over there. Spain once again. Mikel Moreno. E Tigers have to keep their shape. Ferran Torres plays it to Dani Olmo. Very well defended there by Suresh Singh. I think this is what Team India needs, Spartans. This is the kind of shape defensively we need to be strong in order to build on those attacks.
Yeah. But now again, okay, we have the possession. Brandon, he has a pass available. First time passes again, going left and right. A striker up front. But Ishan Pandita, he had the opportunity but missing out. But now Dani Olmo is trying to find the pass. Dani Olmo back to Morata. The 1-2 passes are so perfectly synchronized. Ferran Torres on the edge of the box for Brandon and Team India is saving it out and getting that out of jail. Ishan Pandita losing the possession yet again. Subhashish Bose. Dani Olmo gets the pass to Alvaro Morata. Suresh Singh, the last line of defense, yet again stepping up at the right time. We considered early in the game, but now it looks like we are slowly defending pretty well and trying to build up our chances as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you see the press from Spain Team India has to actually play those quick passes. They cannot be holding on to the ball too much, which is what makes this 2v2 format so unique. That you need to play according to your teammate. You need to have that chemistry as to where the player is going to take a run, and you play that accordingly. Nice press there from Team India. And unfortunately, it does not manage to get the ball back. Can they go ahead and break that Spain's midfield? They lose the ball away very cheaply over there. Good header there to start another attack. Team India, nice little pass there, trying to play that extra pass, but just India hasn't been able to get through Spain's midfield yet.
I would say the passing sequences they are just not there right now. Or we can say just Spain's press is just way better. We try to lob the ball again. We have the possession back. Ishan Pandita making a run. Suresh Singh finds Ishan Pandita yet again. Another counter inside the box space. Rahim Ali. But no, Maddie man, he's always present, so ever present in the back line. But Subhashish Bose, another build up. The left back on his way. Passing around, good pass. Brandon still keeping the possession with Dani Olmo. Just bodies him off, and now Alvaro Morata is running for a counter attack.
A chance there for Spain. Can they make something out of this? Good tackle there by Rahul Pheke. Raheem now. It's the only one, I think, with the lowest overall rating that's Spartus in the team with 81, but just because of the position he plays, the centre forward role is so important for Team India in this formation that they're playing. Well defended. I think India has been much more solid defensively. If you see the positives from the last game against Korea, you see they're more solid defensively. They're not letting those long shots come in, apart from the first goal that was scored by Spain with Alvaro Morata. But India hasn't been able to be creative in the attack. They've been getting a lot of chances. They've been winning the ball in the midfield duels, just trying to make those passes. Good pass there. Can they make something out of this first chance? And that should have been a goal.
Almost.
Shot well taken. Yeah, I mean, Spartus, that shot would have been taken over there. I think that just extra pass, just trying to like overthink in that situation, took away a very big chance for Team India.
Don't know what just happened there. But now, Jackson Mehtab trying to defense again. Oh, Alvaro Morata through one goal. Good collection by Gurpreet Singh. Rahim Ali takes the ball down. A player on the run, Suresh Singh finds Mahesh. Nah, get intercepted again. Denny Olmo finding Alvaro Morata. The 1-2 passes are so in sync for Spain. The tiki-taka play style is pretty evident even in eFootball.
It is indeed Alvaro Morata with a chance and gets the second goal for Spain. That is not the kind of goal you want to be conceding on the halftime mark, because Spain has just doubled their lead and they did not have the chance to defend that. You can see the back line sitting too deep for Team India, and simple finesse shot, bottom corner for Spain, and makes it 2-0. Team India now must be wondering what do they do in order to stop this attack, especially stop Morata, because he's been looked so deadly in front of the goal. It's just he's the target man. They've been playing it to Spartans. They've just been playing these passes in that position, which has caused a lot of problems for Team India. Could have seen an equalizer if not for that extra pass. And now Spain has made India pay for missing that chance.
That is true. That was a good golden opportunity for us. So the first half about to come to an end. Last minute, in Spain they are going for another attempt. Ferran Torres finds Merino. Good interception by Suresh Singh. The last ball out. Can Team India find at least one goal in the first half? Brandon has the ball, trying to buy some time, but Danny Carvajal yet again interception, and the clock might tick down. Yeah, that's over. First half might come to a close anytime soon, and there we have it. The first half gets over, and Spain, they lead the scoreline 2-0, and Team India, we have 0 shots taken. We had a golden opportunity, but I don't know what just went there.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see, that this is a very interesting thing as well, though, Spartus, if you haven't noticed. The heart rate monitors are there, which the host Rachel was talking about in the pre-show, and of course in between the games as well. If you see the marker over there, interesting for the viewers as well. You see Saki's heart rate, though. Spain with another chance, though, very well defended. But coming back to that, I think you see that that's a very important aspect of the tournament as well. How the players are feeling in the game as well, how their body is reacting to their situation. And I think that is something which brings out more level of professionalism from any event, especially at the highest level of the FIFAe World Cup. Coming back to the game, Team India just haven't been able to make those passes, Pardis. I think they are just struggling a little bit. Need to keep a hold of the ball a bit more in order to stop Spain from creating those chances in the first place, but also for them to make chances and threaten the back line of Spain. They've been very comfortable apart from that one chance that they had, which should have been a goal.
Exactly. And if that shot was taken, if we scored that goal, the tie would be wide open. Because we are defending well, but that score line could have been different. Could have been 1 overall at this point. But now, Ayor Perez finds another Merino. He's there. They are trying to build up from the back, but Spain and their high press, it is getting a little bit more difficult to deal with. But now,
It is getting
touching
difficult
on that
indeed.
heartbeat point, Lokman, if you look at the Spain's player, they are well above 100. Does that mean having a higher heart rate makes you play better into the game? More excited to play or something?
Of
on
course
that
not.
scale?
I think it just goes to show that they are, of course, a little more excited. Yes, it doesn't, of course, have an impact on how you play. I think the lower the heart rate, the calmer that you
Should be
are. I
better.
think
Right.
it should be better. Lower heart rate is always better. But yeah, I think for Team India, they seem pretty relaxed. But oh my goodness, that's very unfortunate. Can the keeper get it away safely? He does. India is still in the game, though. It's just 2-0. It's still not out yet. Back and forth. Aerial play over there between both the teams. India just trying to look for those passes. Tries to lob it, but Spain once again wins the ball in the midfield. It's just been so back and forth in the midfield. Completely good chance there for Team India. Can they make something out of it? Take a shot, and the goalkeeper sticking out his leg. Good save over there. And that's a very good chance created by Team India. The second one we've seen in this game. And the first probably shot on target for Team India. And if we can see more of this, Pardis, I think India will be in a position to get a goal back.
But okay, now a tactical approach, if you look at it, 4-2-1-3 against 4-1-2-3. This is something very different because if you look at the centralized player that Spain has, they are three almost strikers up front. Now they are bringing back to two, so they are making a 4-2-2-2 or 4-4-2, something on that sort, because they know they just need to see out the game from here. But when they were attacking, keeping three central strikers, one left mid and a right mid, that is something crazy. You had a deep defending line to just absorb all the pressure, and when you are on the counter attack, you are just flooding in Team India's box. That's a great tactical approach from Team Spain.
It is indeed. I mean, you can see their switch to the 4-2-3-1 now, the standard formation. You can see Jose Perez still, of course, they're trying to figure out their tactics. They're in a position where things haven't been, going well for Team India. So they would just might as well sit back, defend deep. And the corner has just been wasted by Team India, unfortunately, over there. But as you see the DM formation, though, that switch is defensive midfielder is so important for Spain because things haven't really clicked for Team India. Spain hasn't really have had a lot of threat, which needs to change, of course. And we're hoping that India can get an attack. That's a great chance there. Can they make something out of this? Good pass. Team India with the first goal. That is the goal that we're looking for. And the formation change might just cost Spain an equalizer the remaining time of the game, because we were just talking about the tactical side of things, Pardis. And as soon as the formation was changed, Team India, great bit of passing there. Look at that first time pass and finish. Did not waste any time. And that is such a crucial goal for India. It's still a very close tie, though. 68 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, we have time remaining on our hands. And this is what was needed to open the game now. Spain, they tried to go a little bit more defensive. And what a passing sequence from Team India there. Perfection. Every pass was just pinged in. And the final finish. Now, we are seeing some even more tactical changes. We are trying to send even more players forward. Let's see how will this affect the game. Because last time, it definitely worked out in the favor. We just need one more. And the scores will be tied up. And at least getting a draw against Spain would be good enough at this point. One draw and we are back into the game.
Absolutely. And as you see these tactical changes being made by India, they're playing 4-1-3-1, I think. Is that what they're playing? 4-1-3-2. I think it's an interesting formation because it's like a it's like a diamond up front, you know. It's something
Yes.
that they go all out attack with their attacking midfielders as well. Spain now with a chance, very well defended. Team India tries to lob all the way forward. They still have time. Don't want to be rushing on the wings those passes. Giving more possession to Spain means a bit more threat from them as well. Fabian Ruiz
Oh,
now plays a
Morata.
12 out. It's been a danger man inside the box for Spain. Can India make something out of this? They almost won the ball. This is a goal that they conceded against Korea, if you remember, Spartus, in the last game where the ball was played and Korea snatched it away from the centre back. And that's the whole point of this aerial play, that a lot of nations are using this game's play style. Well defended over there. 76 minutes up on the clock though. I think there is potential for Team India to come back into this game. Very close indeed. Great tackle. Team India builds once again.
Good pass. Yamal. We still have 10 minutes remaining on the clock. So if we can get the possession back, if we can stop Spain in their attacking sequences and then try to build it up, things would be interesting. But Yamal, what a dribbling. Fabian Ruiz inside the box. Alvaro Morata takes the shot. Shan Pandita now getting that clearance on his head, trying to bring the ball down, but Yamal sends the ball back to Ruiz. Good slide pass, but now Rahim Ali is there for the build-up, but Nakavahal just comes and receives an interception. Team India, they are not getting possession they need, especially in the final minutes, but now finally Rahim Ali takes the ball, passes it away. Mahesh is there, trying to dribble it out. Team India on the run. A counter-attack could be possible from here. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're seeing
The
some
feed
interruptions
issues.
with the stream. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
yes. I thought that was my
I hope this
camera
code
because
will
you were
count.
still talking about the. I hope we did. I think we were in such a good position. I think we should be live again. And no, unfortunately, we haven't been able to. But again, last couple of attacks left for Team India. Can they hold on to the ball? There's another pause that's been queued. And I think Team India needs to make a change. They're probably going to try and get the final attack in for themselves. It is a very close game indeed. But Spain still has the lead. How do you counter that is the question they must be asking each other. How do they break that midfield of Spain? They've tried everything in terms of lobbing the ball. As you can see, Saki turning back and asking questions from Chinmay, who's been watching the game, sitting behind and giving his inputs as a coach. And it is so important when you've got a third pair of eyes who's not playing to overview the game and tell you the pointers that you need to hear. Last minute, Spartans, do you think can India make something out of this? Spain will see it out.
The hope is still there. I just want to see them score one goal, get the score on level terms, get that equalizer. But the thing is, we are not able to keep the position at all. And Spain, they are good at running down the clock. What a throw in there. Alvaro Morata on the wings, 90 minutes. We have a +3, 180 seconds remaining. Can we do something from here?
Yeah, I mean, Spain
Morata taking
is.
time, man.
Yeah, I think you can select your throwers also. They're wasting all the time. They're being very tactical about it. Spain, something you got to do at the highest level. They have the ball in the corner that they want. Once again, they're changing the corner taker to Fabian Ruiz now. Just probably looking for a long throw in. This is the meta in eFootball. Look at that long throw in. Plays it. And I think this reminds me of the times when Rory Dillap of Stoke City used to play those long balls inside, and that's exactly the meta is of eFootball. And Spain now clears it away, and this must be the last attack. Team India wouldn't have much chance, and a narrow loss to one of the favourites of the tournament. Team India goes down in the second match as well. Great performance
Oh,
compared to the first one, though. Massive difference there, Spartus. But unfortunately, the result.
yes.
If you see that one chance, they must be cursing themselves for missing that, because they had the chance to take a shoot and they went for a pass in the first half. That could have been the equalizer they wanted. But now is the time for Team India to show up in their last fixture today Otherwise, tomorrow is just going to be a daunting task. It will be a position where when most of their matches in order to qualify. Every team plays every team once, and that is about it with that particular nation. So you have to get a result and the bragging rights. So but let's look at how the fixtures have panned out for Group A. Indonesia winning 2-0 against Malaysia. Of course, Indonesia is considered to be one of the best teams in eFootball as well. From the stats that have been spoken about, England going down to Poland, that is a shocking result indeed, isn't it? Where you see the likes of England, Mitch is playing in that team as well, and I've personally met him as well, and he said that he just loves the video game of football, be it any. So I think he's there for
That is
the
true. So, like,
eFootball.
this is all of us, right? It's
This
like
is
a
all
kid
of
in us
us,
that
and I
loves to
think
play football, and the virtual pitches is working out. But also, if you look at the
absolutely.
result, Korea drew against Spain. So that is a good thing. Like, if you look at
Yeah,
the
I
overall
think that's a good
standings,
thing. Hmm.
So Korea would not have that big of a lead. They are not won 2 consecutive matches. So the top 4 slot, that is what I'm eyeing out for. Yes, we have played 2, we have lost 2 matches. But with the other teams into perspective, if they are drawing their matches, if Team India can get some win in the remaining matches we have on our hands, there is still a possibility that we will be able to make it to the top 4.
There could be a possibility indeed, but as far as the point table is concerned, you can see Netherlands winning their match was up 3 points top of the table with the goal difference, of course, amongst Korea Republic. I think these standings are not updated yet because Korea has drawn against Spain as well, as you can see. I think they're only showing 3 points. I think we'll come back to this table later, but for the results now, it is India versus France, which is the biggest game. If we can manage a win in this match, I think it wouldn't be that bad altogether, Spartans, because one loss, I mean, two losses and one win is, of course, you need that win to be able to get to that second day with a positive mindset. Losing all 3 games, though, it just takes away the hope. It just sucks the life out of you as a player when you're sitting in there. You're just thinking, we've lost 3 games. Is this going to take a miracle to come back? So this game is so important for India because France, of course, as good as Spain, if not better, they will be up against Team India.
That is true, and but also now when we have to face Team Spain, again the team disparity is definitely coming into the picture because we saw how Alvaro Morata was finishing his chances. They were the half chances, but that finish was so perfect. The animation on that shot was so perfect, and all in all, the way Team Spain played, if you look at the tactical differences, they are humongous. They have 4 in the back line, 1 CDM, and there's nobody in the center of the pitch. They have LMRM and 3 strikers up front. That's a very different way to approach a game, and the way they played that structure, they were over flooding the Indian box in the final third, and we were not able to keep any attackers at bay. Every time they had the ball, it looks like they're gonna score because the amount of players they were pushing forward, and it looked like things are just not looking good at that point. But Team India, we tried a different formation. We tried to send some centre mids ahead, some attackers ahead, and we were able to manage a goal. The score line is still very narrow. 2-1. We could have scored a few more chances and then it could have been our game, but just not our day, I believe.
Yeah, as you said, we had our chances, especially that pass. I mean, I still can't forget it. He just had to shoot. It was so well poised for the striker to just take a first time shot. And we've seen how well they are going in. I mean, we saw it against Korea when they scored those long ranges, of course, right inside the box. If you just take an attempt, it would
Yes.
fly in. So I think that extra pass must be pinching the players as well. But the goal they scored though showed a lot of positivity. So I'm expecting more of the same for India against France. Uh, Not our day, of course, up until now, but things can change very quickly. And it's just the optimism that I'm hanging on to, Spartus, for the next game. Because France, of course, as they are as the European giants, one of the best teams in the world as well in real life football. In eFootball, though, can they actually go ahead and get a result? Or is it going to be Team India making us proud, getting us there where we can say that yes,
Yes.
for day 2 we are ready and we haven't lost all 3 games.
That is true. I just want to get a win, man, at this point. And but again, as you mentioned, we have to face France. And by France, it is not just the individual lads, but everybody in Team France. One of the most consistent teams in every game possible. Even in eFootball, they are a giant to face. It is going to be a very, very difficult match. But I'm happy that we are getting a breather before the next match. So we have seen an improvement from the last game, but this breather will definitely make things better when we face France after the very short break. Welcome back, everyone, after a very short break to E World Cup, eFootball 2024. This FIFA World Cup is underway. We are on to the round 4 right now, and this is the third match for Team India, and we are taking on Team France.
Yeah, Spartus, it's good to be back after a slightly long break because Team India wasn't playing in round 3. Indeed, this is our third game, and as we see from the results,
Yes.
India went down to Korea. Unfortunately, that was a very one sided game against Spain. Much improved performance. I think when you see the look of how Team India played in the last game, I think it was pretty similar to how, the game we saw between Spain and France, where France ended up scoring the second goal right at the end of the game. And yeah, I think India, if they can get a strong start against France, I think that could actually change the result 2-1 in their favor in this fixture, which is very, very important going into day two. This is the table actually, the standings where Team India unfortunately is at the bottom, but a win for them could actually take them way high up this ladder. I think if you see Korea and Netherlands and Malaysia, that little bracket over there, Spartus, I think is what's very important for Team India to get into at least going into day two, because it's not possible to catch the
Yes.
likes of Indonesia, who by far looks the best team. I heard their interview, and their manager
Uh huh.
said that we've done a boot camp of 12 days. That is insane. I mean, the amount of practice and time they've been putting in into building up towards the FIFA E World Cup 2024 has been incredible indeed. So I think if you have to play at that level, you have to work really hard. And that should
Yes.
be the motivation for Team India to eventually catch up to the likes of Indonesia on day two. And this would be a good start today, the last game
For
against a
sure.
team like France.
And if we can create an upset, Lokman here, it will be just perfect way to end the day. We played two matches, scored one goal in the match against Spain, and we are looking like we are improving slowly and steadily. But now, if we can take the like of France down, it can definitely work wonders. As per the formation, this is the formation I was talking about earlier, 5-1-3-3. This formation is so broken to deal with. You have five players as the back, and your right back and left back, they will give you the entire support. But those three players up front, if you look at those things, it looks like, yeah, it will be a double striker in the camp formation. It's not. It's a double striker with an attacking midfielder and a left winger, just to provide some extra width, just to take that left back, right back after the position. This tactical play that these teams are bringing in, this is something I don't think India expected them to have.
Yeah, absolutely. I think India is going with a 4-1-3-2 from what I can see, with one defensive midfielder, and we have one central midfielder, which is Suresh, and the attacking midfielder is Brandon and Anirudh Thapa. Ishan Pandita alongside Raheem Ali, both as centre forward. So for them to be able to counter this five at the back that you spoke about, Spartus, I think I'm very curious to see as to how that works. So both are central midfielders now, Suresh and Anirudh, with Jackson as the DM and Brandon up ahead. So I mean, yeah, five at the back. It's very interesting. I mean, you look at the team of France as well. I mean, they're one of the
Wow.
best teams on paper. I mean, yeah, if you're a Frenchman, then you just you're actually lucky to have that team in front of you when you're playing and representing your country, because the names that are so familiar, household names really in the world of football, the likes of Mbappe, Griezmann, are there, probably Dembele, Kolomouani. I think I see a lot of familiar faces in the French team, which could actually be a huge, daunting task for Team India to deal with going forward. But I'm very curious to see how that five at the
Yes.
back works. Is it going to be Theo Hernandez and Kunde just bombing forward from the wings, or is it going to be just their passive play and trying to play those aerial passes directly how Korea and Indonesia were playing? Because if you saw, Spartus, the goals that
Uh-huh.
Indonesia scored against the Netherlands, it was basically that cross straight up to the head of the striker and just, you know, heading it so well. I mean, that direct approach is what probably Team India wants for themselves as well.
Oh, yes. But now we are just waiting for the game to begin. And if you look at the players, one thing is for sure that all the players are capped at 90 rated, even between India and France. Both the players of France, they are very much favorable with the type of lineup they have. But if you look at the cards rating, they're all still 90 and 89 rated cards. So the number of 90 rated cards in Team India, the number of 90 rated cards in Team France, they are exactly the same. So that is a good thing that we are not lacking on the in-game stats thing. We will have good stuff to play around. But yep, but then we see likes of Kylian Mbappe, Antoine Griezmann, where they have some customized animations and all that sort of stuff on their name. So that can be a good thing for them. But also, the majority of the difference maker would be the type of playstyle you are bringing in. That 5 at the back with one CDM, one cam, double strikers, and a left winger. Such a customized formation, such a formation that only you can play. You have built it from the scratch. While as if you look at Team India, we are playing a 4-4-2 diamond with one CDM, double CMs, one cam, and double strikers. Pretty defaultish in its nature. So I think this difference in the in the tactics of the team, it is going to be the major difference of the scoreline as well.
100%. I think these tactics that France are going with, I think it's going to be the difference maker for them. And without further ado, we are getting into the game now between India and France. Last group game of the day for the E-Tigers. Can they make something out of this against a team like France? The match is kicked off. Team India playing from left to right in their orange kit, whereas France from right to left in their blue. I mean, Team India has to pass around a bit faster this time compared to the last games. They will want to be creating chances. They've also had a bit of rest in round 3. And can we see a miracle happening, Spartus, is what I'm looking forward to.
Yes. But yep, if you look at the start, early attempt there, but now he's always there. Sure, man, he wins the ball already at the back, and the CDM is paying things off. Barcola, Thuram inside the box, about to take the shot. They still have the possession, and Thuram near post attempt, but Gurpreet Singh there for the massive save. Could have been an opener for France, but Gurpreet, he is so well aware, just saving Team India right on the right occasion.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bit lucky as well for the ball to drop back for Kolo Muani after a very good tackle from India there. I mean, they weren't expecting that pass to go through, but yeah, that's football for you. That does tend to happen a lot, and you have to be dealing with it. Griezmann, though, I don't know, it's an interesting way of taking the corner, tries to head it with Upamecano. Very well headed away. And can India capitalize on this? Played it safe, didn't want to risk heading it back, where all the blue kits were there inside the box of Team India. Long throw in. It's a unique way of attacking in eFootball, especially. I think that is one of the meta things that we talk about. And that's exactly what they're doing. France winning the ball back again. India has to be very careful in the situation because Mbappe and Kolo Muani very good at those 1-2 passes. India now tries to break away, but still has not been able to keep a lot of possession, though. Every time they attack, they're sort of giving the ball away, which they need to be a bit more careful of.
Yes. But now, if you look at the way France are building up, they're just lobbing the ball back to back against to Thuram and then just playing 1-2 passes. Kylian Mbappe made a good run, but I think that's a foul from Team India. And yeah, Brendan just gave away a cheap free kick there. I don't think so.
Yeah,
They
you don't want to be
might
giving
attempt
a
direct
free kick.
I don't think they go direct, do they?
I think they could try because he is going to take a shot. It's interesting to see how much the camera angle is moved on the other side. Tries to cross in. And it's probably for the curve that they moved the camera so much. Griezmann tried to get it past the wall. Did not manage to do so. Cross put in by France. Tries to get the second header. Played well by Team India to defend that and manages to get the ball finally. Now it's their time to break that press of France and exploit the spaces behind. Can they make the most of it? Still manage to somehow tackle France over there and not keep the ball for Team India. It's been tough for them in order to break out from the press of France.
Exactly. And this is what a 5-back does to you. They are so compact at the back. Team India is barely finding any spaces to move. And then pair that with a good CDM like Chouameni. They're having good time. And Griezmann just doing the defensive duties on the cam as well. But now again 1-2 passes. Thuram back to Kylian Mbappe. Back to Thuram. Just saves. Another good block. And another time the France, they are knocking on our door. But Team India, they are barely surviving at this point.
They are. I think it's just been a situation where Team India has had to defend these chances time and again against Korea and Spain. Now it's France who've been very positive attacking. We haven't really seen an attack from Team India. Possession also 51% in favor of France. Not that much of a difference though. Can France make the most of this corner? Yet to see the best eFootball being played by Team India Spartus, and of course that is a huge concern going forward into day two, and that's exactly what these players will be reflecting upon, because they need to make sure that they at least get something out of this game, if not a win, but probably a draw against the mighty French, because they managed to beat, not to forget, Spain, who are one of the favorites of the tournament. So as I said, France, Spain, Indonesia, they're all such good teams. And India has to be at par with them. That they got to try something different. Tries to lob it. Ishan Pandita loses that header. Kunde lobs it out to Kolumuani. One touch passing between him and Mbappe.
But
Spaces
now,
are being closed down well by India though. But
yes.
yes, Paris. What
But
do you think? Can they
again,
break out of the press?
the thing is, Team India is playing very centrally right now. Just look at the amount of camps and strikers we have. We are trying to just take it on the final third, just get ahead from the central part of the map. And the way France are structured right now, 5 at the back, 1 CDM, I don't think they're going to find much spaces there. Finally, they're trying to dribble it out, but Upamecano is still there and just intercept the ball back with Saliba. I think we need more wing play added to this game. Maybe just even one left mid to just open up some space, to just draw out some defenders out of their position. Something on that part. We need that. Because France, they are building a lot from both the sides. They have a left winger running down the wing, dragging our left back out of the position, and then they have two central players alongside Griezmann as a cam. They have a lot more stuff to give them passing and attacking options. And I think this is getting a bit more difficult for Team India here. But now finally, Ishan Pandit on the wings, trying to dribble out, gets the first pass. Inside the box could be the opportunity. He tried to pass to a different player, Ishan Pandita, but nah, he misses that pass, and so the shot goes begging. A good chance created, but we lacked the final third composure.
Yeah, I think these are the kind of chances you got to do better, because if you see France, they're so precise with their passing. They know what to do. Team India has to play exactly like that, because the way that they attacked was quite promising. They did keep the ball well, and as you rightly pointed out, it is very central. And the more they go on the wings, the more chances will be created. This being one of them. Great header to knock it down for the striker. Tries to hit the volley first time, and it's been saved by the keeper. Halftime stats: 4 shots for France compared to the one of India. There's not much in this game though, because that ratio is always there. And if you see, just for the tactics bit, Spartus, I think you were talking about Anirudh, Suresh, and Brandon being those 3 central players who've been making those quick passes in the center, but just there's just no space. If you look at the back line of France, I mean, all household names from Jules Koundé
Oh,
to
there we have it.
Saliba to Upamecano, Konate, and Theo. I mean, it's a stacked team indeed, and they really need to find spaces on the wings and not just try and
Yes.
push out for the center.
And again, touching that point again, because we saw the tactical changes. We saw our central attacking mid is moved to a left wing forward now. So I think Team India has heard me somehow, and they exactly know what the changes were needed for the attacker side. Now with our left wing added to the mix, I see Team India getting the first goal on the board. Brandon
Yeah,
tries to cross.
probably.
Upamecano is there for the block.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably a situation where Spartus, where you try to play through the wings now, and it'll be creating more chances, because when you cut back inside to play that pass into the feet of the striker, that'll be available more since you have a winger compared to what you play centrally. So you don't want to be in that position where you're just giving the ball to France like this, basically, where you just try and lob it all the time. It's just going to give France a lot of confidence if this continues, you know.
For sure, man. You have to keep the position. And Team India is good with it as well. But for the time being, they are trying to just break out the defender line as soon as possible. It's not working out, but finally a dink ball from Griezmann gets intercepted. Jackson finds the ball, another lob pass trying to find Ishan Pandita. But with the tall defenders like Upamecano and Saliba at the back, I don't see a possible way to win the header and then keep the possession there. Because Raheem Ali, Ishan Pandita, they are not that tall of a player at front.
Yeah, they're not actually compared to the likes of how we saw with the likes of Korea. They did have one tall striker indeed, which made all the difference for them to win those second balls. And France, of course, trying to do the same with Kolo Muani. Kylian Mbappe now, this is a danger man that they need to stop, but Suresh was up to the task. Can Brendan create some magic on the wings? Ishan Pandita gets the ball. A lot of space to run on the wings, but very well closed down by Antoine Griezmann. He just helps out so defensively when he's playing in that cam position, and that's exactly why France has him as their cam. But 63 minutes up on the clock, Spartus. I mean, the deadlock hasn't been broken. France, although they did have a couple of concrete chances, haven't been able to convert. And India, all they need is one goal, and that will change the course of this tie, especially when it comes to taking the lead. If they can manage to do that somehow, then they'll put themselves in a very good position to get their first win of this FIFA E World Cup featuring eFootball.
The tactical changes. Another center player coming in now. The right mid forward has been swapped. They are going for a 4-back with 3 center backs and a right back. So even the players' positioning makes a lot of difference in this game. Because if you have players more as center back, the left wing is open. So currently France don't have a left back. Everybody on that back four are trying to defend the center spaces of the game. So that is one thing we have to keep in mind. And that is something that Team India could exploit.
Yeah, absolutely. I think
ECBs, yeah.
it's tough to break down 3 CBs indeed now, but you can see France is going with a 4-back formation. They have pushed up a player, which is why they feel they need more attacking numbers when it comes to getting a goal. It is important that they get the goal, which is why they made a change. India now has the chance to make something out of this, but just there was nobody to receive the pass on the left wing after that knockdown. It's been a very tight game with a couple of good chances for France. Dembele now, Croquette has it,
Dembele.
but very well defended by Suresh Singh. I think Suresh Bin's really good for Team India in all the games. He's at least done his job when it comes to defending, and India just needs to keep themselves in shape. Kylian Mbappe tries to pass it first time back towards Olise, but failed to do so. Now Team India has a chance to run away. Can Raheem do something? He just took a touch on the wrong side. Probably taken a touch inside and he could have ran away from the defender.
He could not dribble it out in that pressure situation. Now, 75 minutes are already about to get over. The clock is ticking in pretty fast and no one has been able to get the goalkeeper tested. But finally, France, they have an opportunity. And they have scored with that one opportunity they created in an entire game. And it is Kylian Mbappe breaking the deadlock for Team France. Gurpreet Sandhu. He gets beaten down, and what a play from the French team. Intercut passing, taking to the final third, the last pass, the extra pass inside the box. It made all the difference.
I mean, look at that pass though to Kylian Mbappe. That is a beauty indeed. Not easy to play that pass, but Olise, look at that, nutmegs it. He's probably going for a shot. I think it was a pass in disguise. If I'm not wrong, it could have been a pass that he deliberately wanted to play. It's just going through the legs, of course, you do get annoyed. But that pass, you have to give it to it. It was the idea, the attempt to play that pass was so important that it actually got France that second crucial goal.
Team India, we were defending so well the entire game. 0 goals conceded and on the verge of full time. A match where we could have gotten at least a single point. Not looking good. We could have taken a draw from here. And we would be happy since this team France, one of the finest teams. And we were
Yeah.
able to take down the defense as well sometimes, and we were able to create some chances. Could we have been a possibility where we could have won the game as well? But now, since we are trailing, nothing looks like it's gonna go in Team India's favor.
Yeah, I think Team India needs to just make sure that in the last 15 minutes that they have to really push for it, because if they don't, I think it's just going to be a situation where they'll just have to sit back deep again and wait for France to actually come at them, which is not what the Tigers want. France, of course, being a little over the edge when it comes to these passes. I haven't seen many convert successfully, but they did score one goal from Kylian Mbappe in the last game where he just ran straight through. So I think
Yes.
I think it's more about, I think it's more about the direct football in eFootball. As you can see, everyone's just lobbing the ball out and trying to play it from the back directly to the striker, bypassing the midfielders as well sometimes because they're so well covered that these lob passes work so much better.
That's true. But the thing is, to take those low passes, you need a tall striker. You need someone who can hit the ball down for the other players on the pitch, and Team India is lacking that type of support. So that game plan is definitely not working for us. Especially when our strikers of with the likes of Ishan Pandita, they have to take on Saliba and Upamecano for their aerial duels, and it is too much to ask for at this point. That
Yeah,
6'3" guys are
absolutely.
just better in the air.
Absolutely. And if you have, the right player for your team, I think that can make all the difference, which France does have. France has such a versatile squad compared to our Indian national team. I mean, even though these are familiar faces in India, but in terms of, global, I think the kind of players that they have, sorry, Kylian Mbappe,
Yes.
Olise, Dembele, I think that pace, Randall also. That's a lot of pace in there. One missed tackle and they could just run away like they did against Spain in the 91st minute.
Oh, now another tactic changes. France is not allowing us an inch into the game. They're sticking with the very different front three, double center forwards and then a left wing. But all they are adjusting is the back line. They are seeing some spaces, they are filling them out, and now they go to a five back yet again. Another five back formation, just trying to see out the game. And this is what eFootball does to you. You have so much customization in your tactics. You can play
Yeah,
four centre backs if you want to. And this is something very unique to the game, which makes it even more of a tactical approach to the game rather than how you just build up on the pitch.
absolutely. I think it's all about tactics and it's all about all that hard work you put in, like how the Indonesia manager said that it's been kind of crazy to work with these players for these 12 days at the boot camp. So, talking about tactics, they know about all tactics there possibly are in this game, Spartus.
That's true. You have to just tactically outplay your opponent first, and then you can see something different on the pitch. And as for Team India, it's not happening anytime soon. 86 minutes up, last 5 minutes, something remaining on the clock, plus some minutes of the stoppage time, and that's all we have. Less than 10 minutes, all in all. And in those 10 minutes, we need to create a chance. We need to do something here. At least a single goal.
Yeah, there's not much time, but a draw would suffice if India can manage to win
Yes.
this header and make this attack. He's gonna have to rush forward, but what is that pass again? Didn't probably intend to. And this is the kind of fixture you'd be watching out for Team India because the French are one of the favorites in the tournament. 90 plus 3. As soon as he wins the ball, he won't even have time, and India loses to France 1-0. It's just been tough for Team India today. All three games, all three losses, two games out of which those three were lost by a goals difference. So you can see the improvement, and hopefully RE Tigers show up tomorrow with something different for us to see goals galore, as we always talk about. And I think it's just like some discussions happening about what could have we done better. Probably reflect on that later for tomorrow.
Oh man, and a day which we thought could go in our favor, but it's just heartbreaking at this point. We played so well in the entire game, but then 75th minute arrives and everything just goes haywire. So close, but ah, we just have to accept the defeat at this point. We have just improved if you compare all the three matches, conceding less goals, creating more opportunities, but that's the thing. When we have a specific number of rounds to be played, every match matters, and for India, we have not taken a single point from the three matches that we played.
Yeah, unfortunately not. And I think going into tomorrow's is exactly what I was talking about. That one game is what they needed to win or to draw to get the momentum going. But all three losses, of course, pinches, and you don't want to be in that position. So, yeah, I think looking at the results, England going down to Netherlands, of course, losing the game to Indonesia as well. And now they've come back and won it against England. Korea winning 3-2 against Malaysia. What an interesting game that would have been. Spain beating Poland as well. So Spain's in a very good position now because they have won, I think, two games at least. Now, probably for Team India though, I think it's just a bit tough coming into tomorrow. And we are just going to look the table with a quick glance. It's just been that kind of a day for Team India, and day two has to be so much better, Spartus.
At this point, we have to just win every match possible from here on. We have 9 teams, so that means we have 8 games to play. 5 games will be played tomorrow. In those 5, you need huge amount of points. Because if you look at the top 4, which are going to qualify, they have played 3 and 2 matches, and everybody has just won at least 2 matches in the top 4. They are already on a good run. But then,
yeah,
there are still hopes. There could be a possibility where we just win all our 5 games tomorrow and create some humongous point difference for us and just qualify for the top 4. Because that is what we need at this point.
We indeed do, and again the results. I mean, yeah, it's been tough. I think apart from the first game, which seemed very one-sided, the other 2 games were pretty close, and Team India were just there in order to, they were just hanging in there. Just unfortunately lost by a goal, but they were so much better compared to the Korea game. And if they can build on this for tomorrow, I think it could change the entire table.
That's true. That is true. Those matches are going to be so crucial. But yep, a day which started with a 3-0 defeat. We played a little bit better against France, getting 1 goal to our name. But then again, the last few minutes, Spain got another goal on their back, and things just turned around against us. And I think against Team France, we had our best run. 75 minutes, the deadlock was not broken. The score was still 0-0, and things definitely just swapped after that opportunity, which was just created out of the nowhere. The final third passing and then just missing it out on just one single pass, and it was Kylian Mbappe who's definitely not going to miss that.
Absolutely, and I think it's more like when you have Kylian Mbappe, you can just trust him blindly to finish those chances for you. But anyway, it's not been India's best day, but we have to make sure that we keep our support in the chat as well. I would request all the community and all the players watching this to support our boys. I mean, of course, we in support of all these athletes that are playing in general, but of course, it's India. We're special towards our own country's players, and that's exactly the patience that the community needs to have for us to see them perform for day
Yes,
2 remaining group stage games. Of course, it's going to be a monumental task in terms of
for
qualifying
sure.
to the knockouts, Spartus, but I think we can still pull off a miracle. And if we just get the first win tomorrow, that'll change a lot of things in the standings also.
Exactly. Keeping in mind, this is our debut season. This is the first time we are playing FIFA World Cup. So, on our debut season, we are performing really decent. We had good opportunities, and the scoreline could have been in our favor, but yeah, just not our day. We still have 5 more matches to go, 5 big crucial matches, and there are still hopes for India to qualify for the playoffs. All those matches will be played tomorrow from the same time, that is 3 p.m. onwards. So if you want to see all those eFootball matches and how does India play on their second day, on their D-Day, so to make sure to just tune in again tomorrow at 3 p.m. But for today, that's it for the matches. This is Pardis. Join me was Lokmanu signing off.